I'm Madison Simons, and this is my study abroad experience in Southern Europe. So, first, just kind of a quick introduction. I studied abroad in Spain and Portugal, and as you can see on the right, all the different places that I went. And as I'll get into later with my research, I was fascinated by the contrast between inlay and painted tiles across the regions that we visited. And I observed how tiles enrich architectural spaces with cultural meaning and artistic exchange. And I came to the realization that tiles serve both as decoration and historical markers of identity, which I hadn't realized prior to this trip. And overall, I gained a deeper appreciation for ornamentation and architectural heritage. Here's a few photos from the trip, just kind of highlighting some of my favorite places. And overall, this was such a great experience, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life. So first, just kind of a simplified version of my research question. What is the significance of painted and inlaid tiles in Spanish and Portuguese architecture? So first, Porto was really the first place I became captivated by tiles. The tiles just were everywhere on the facades in the city, and it just really added a strong vibrancy to the area, and really, it was very unique, and it really stood out to me. And with that, I discovered that these tiles are kind of a central part of Porto's cultural identity, and they decorate iconic landmarks such as the Sao Bento station, which features these tiles, and they're kind of used to depict history and mythology, which I hadn't realized when I was there. I more just was in awe of the beauty of them, and then later came to realize that they were actually being used to depict a story, which was really amazing. And it sparked my interest in how tiles define architectural spaces for the rest of the trip. Here's some photos from Porto. On the right, you can see in the train station how the tiles are being used to tell a story. And you can also just see the intricacy of them and the artistry behind creating these tiles. And then on the left, you can see how the tiles are a little more geometric and simpler, but how they're being used to decorate facades and create that vibrancy in the area. So next in Lisbon, I was continuously fascinated with the painted tiles. For example, at the Mosteiro dos Jerónimos in Lisbon, I saw that the tiles added beauty and vibrancy to the white stone walls, and how they could depict historical and religious scenes, which blended the Gothic and Manuelian styles of the church. The tiles were used to enhance the cloister's atmosphere and protect the walls, which I thought was a unique feature. And overall, the tiles were used to contribute to a peaceful, contemplative environment and really just showcase the craftsmanship of Portuguese tile making. So as you can see, the tiles in this church are kind of at eye level, and which really allowed me to appreciate the detail of them and the storytelling aspect, and also contributes to the part where they're being used to protect the stone, since that's where most use kind of will be, or most wear would be on the walls. And I really just love the contrast between the bright yellows and the bright blues. So next in Sintra is kind of the first place I began to notice inlay tiles, which further deepened my appreciation for the tile work of the area. For example, at the National Palace of Sintra, I saw a mixture of painted and inlay tiles, and this combination really became one of my favorite architectural details of the trip. The inlay tiles, crafted from ceramic, stone, and glass, adorned the prestigious rooms with intricate patterns, and the painted tiles depicted vibrant colors and historical stories. And the blend of these two types of tile work showcases Portuguese artistry and cultural narratives. So as you can see in the palace, these inlay tiles are very geometric and vibrant, and it just blows my mind the intricacy of them and how it must have taken someone days and days to place all of these. It really just brightens up the space and is a very unique feeling that I really haven't gotten anywhere else, especially in the States. So next in Granada, I exclusively saw inlay tiles for example, at Alhambra in particular. These tiles are essential to the beauty and layout of the site, and they are crafted from ceramic, and they feature many geometric patterns, arabesques, and Quranic verses, which is a different form of storytelling. These tiles are used to define space and mark transitions between private and public areas, which is a feature that I really am in love with. I really like the idea of using tiles, which are normally seen as simply decorative or just something that's beautiful, and how they can be used to instead mark space and transitional areas and really subconsciously tell the user that they are entering a more private area. So overall, this artistry enhances Alhambra's cultural narrative, making Granada and Alhambra in particular one of my favorite places of the trip. It's really just beautiful. You had to be there. So as you can see on the right, a picture of the geometric inlay tiles of Alhambra. They were just super vibrant, and this picture doesn't do it justice, but they were just everywhere. It was consuming, but in a very good way. And you can see in my diagram how these patterns are being repeated over and over. So a comparison between the inlay and painted tiles in Spain and Portugal. They both offer very distinct perspectives. The painted tiles feature vibrant colors and intricate narratives of history and floral patterns, while the inlay tiles emphasize craftsmanship and durability with geometric designs that are used to define space. Spain's tiles focus more on narrative artistry, while Portugal's highlight precision and architectural integration, showcasing regional differences. So in summary, my study abroad experience in Spain and Portugal really deepened my fascination with inlay and painted tiles in architecture. Prior to this trip, I just thought tiles were beautiful and I wanted to learn more about them, and I definitely did. Something that I'll take away from this experience is how I can use ornamentation to mark architectural space and define transitional spaces and define public versus private. It's really a feature I hadn't really thought of prior to this trip, and I'm really lucky to have gained the experience and the knowledge that I did on this trip. So I got a little sidetracked, but in Portugal, these painted tiles told vibrant cultural stories, and both painted and inlaid tiles highlight the unique cultural heritage and architectural beauty of these regions. It's really something that stood out to me everywhere we went. It was a very consistent theme, and it really just made these places have so much charm, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And it continues to blow my mind how intricate every single tile that I saw was. It must have taken forever. I can't even begin to imagine how long it must have taken to place the tiles and paint them. It's just crazy. I loved the tiles so much that I got a permanent souvenir while I was in Madrid. I didn't get a specific tile tattooed on me. I more of got like a representation of them. But yeah, it's just proof that I loved my research so much. Thank you so much.